Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Homie Picks. Week 2, fellas. What a hell of a week 1. Before I even begin, to all whose teams are who have won, raise your hand.
You see my hand? Way up.
I mean, almost, because it wasn't a loss.
To all the teams that lost, put your hand up. You can't even do that.
To all the teams that have a tie, put your hand up.
That's me, bro. That was insane.
What's even more insane is the fact that I don't know. You know what? Actually, I need to put that as a poll question. What's more insane, the Seahawks or the NFC West leaders right now, or that no team in the AFC South has a win? And they
I'm gonna go with AFC South, bro. I don't know how rare that has been. I mean, come on, that's
like I'm used to the first week being like, like everybody's going gun ho. Like I'm used to high points, and it was kind of a mediocre Sunday, a little bit, not too much, but that was definitely wild to see, especially the Texans. I would have never thought they
I might say their defense was playing very nice. I love you,
they
Smith.
they
Love you,
actually
Smith.
They were playing very inspired
Yes,
football.
yes. No, they have a good rush. They have a good rush.
It's very much the fact that they have no more Deshaun Watson drama. So they're like,
It's
"Go
possible.
on now, fellas."
It's possible. I mean,
I must say,
defensively they
though,
look good.
I would say that Geno Smith did not understand the assignment. His assignment was to be good enough to lose so that he get a top pick and get himself a quarterback. Like, he did not understand the assignment.
But I mean, of all the memes that did transpire over the week, over the past couple of days, because of the Cowboys being the Cowboys, and half of the kickers missing damn field goals. I think the meme I saw about the Denver Broncos, it was Broncos country, left wide. I think
I think I saw that one. I think I saw that one.
The cake. But we're back at you again for week 2. We got 5 games coming at you. Recapping, Ben and Lou tied for best of the week. I like how I should have felt stronger about my NFC North champions.
Yeah.
I should have felt
Crazy.
strong about my Chicago Bears that I picked to win, and I didn't. I folded. I folded
You
under
didn't
pressure.
say it with your chest, man. You gotta say it with your chest, boy.
I folded
Come
under
on.
pressure. It happens. But starting off this week, we have a hell of a good Thursday game. Both teams played pretty damn good on Sunday. Both Chargers and KC. So Chargers are at KC. The Chiefs, as we currently speak, are a 4.5-point favorite. Chargers are a plus 176. This is probably gonna be one of maybe 2 possibly in tremendous games between these 2 teams. I foresee both teams playing pretty damn good both times they play. This may be for the division. Like we all said, any of the 4 teams, but mainly Chiefs or the Chargers, could definitely win it. Lou, how do you see this one going?
I'm gonna ride the Herbert train on this. I think he played very, very well. Rocky had some moments. I mean, losing Keenan Allen most likely for this game is going to be tough to overcome. But I think he's good enough to. He's on the precipice of becoming what Mahomes is. And this is a interdivisional game. Like, someone's going to have to lose at the end of this thing. So, on the sheer strength of the upside of Justin Herbert and what he's been able to accomplish so far, I'm gonna rock with them. I think Mahomes has shown that he can win with, B-level receivers. Juju Smith-Schuster had a decent game. We didn't really see a lot of Travis Kelce, so I'm expecting a high dosage of that. But in the end, I think the Chargers have too much, especially on the defensive side of the ball as well, and they squeak out this win.
Ben.
Yeah, I actually see KC winning this one. As much as I like the Chargers, yeah, they didn't score a lot for me this weekend. They were struggling a little bit offensively, and then they lost Keenan Allen. So I think it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle to them because they didn't. I don't think they even threw to Mike Williams really. So I don't know what's going on with that one. So maybe there's something going on there with that. So I'd start. So I see KC right now is just humming. I think it will be a good test for them to face this defense that the Chargers have put together because it's a really good pass rush. Let's see how Mahomes handles it, but I think it's gonna be a back and forth. But ultimately, I think KC wins.
Deciding vote, I guess. I'm gonna go for my MVP vote, so I'm gonna go Justin Herbert on this one. I think Herbert. I think the offense is going to come along really nicely. Last week, and granted, like week 1 could be an extended preseason game, except the starters actually play. So everybody's kind of filling out to see what they can do and gel up. I did see some good flashes. I mean, granted, you're going against Devontae Adams last week, and a very revamped Raiders offense, and their defense held them down. And I think this is going to happen again in this game. Chargers last year did not punk out when it came to KC. I don't see them doing this. I don't see them reverting to anything bad this year. If they can hold strong against a really nice Raiders offense, I think they could do a pretty damn good job against the KC offense also. KC's defense did do some nice things against Arizona last week. I'm not pretty sure. I think the Chargers offense is better. That's just how I feel about that. But we also need to find out, was last week a double XP in Call of Duty? Because word in the street is anytime there's like a double XP weekend, Kyler Murray's gameplay slows down because he's too focused on on other games than his actual game he has to play. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They weren't doing it for me.
It was double XP weekend.
See, so then again, who knows? Maybe the Arizona Cardinals offense could be better, just not on double XP weekends. But Lou, is there a game that sticks out to you this week?
Yes, on the speaking of Kyler Murray, my game of the week is the Raiders versus the Arizona Cardinals. I think both teams coming off losses. Kyler Murray, man, like the one thing I took away from this is if this is Kyler Murray studying film, holy shit, the Cardinals are in trouble because he looked well out of sorts. I think they're going to struggle without DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup. Marquise Brown was supposed to be that bridge, that gateway between 1A and 1B, but I don't see it. I think the Raiders are going to have an axe to grind. I'm loving what I saw early on from the Raiders. I mean, it took them a while to get into a flow. So I'm looking forward to them to come out the gates shooting. David Carr just airing this out and opening up the field. Waller signed his contract. Devontae Adams got his money. So right now, their main focus should be winning. Nobody should be paying for contracts at this point with that Raiders team. And they got a lot to prove. So I'm taking the Raiders on this one.
Ben.
I must agree here. Also, I like the Raiders in this one. I didn't see Arizona's defense really doing much of anything. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. They just didn't look like they were ready. I don't know what their defense got smacked around. I mean, I know it's KC, but I mean, 5 touchdowns, right? So I don't know. I don't see them fixing that right away. And the Raiders have a really good offense. They, they just ran into a really good defense. That was the problem. So I don't think they're gonna have any problems moving the ball around in Arizona. So I like the Raiders here as well.
Yeah, I think we're all on the Raiders team for this one. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Um,
Potentially.
I can see the Raiders and them going back and forth for a while. Both teams can put up points. I just feel more strong. I feel more strongly towards the Raiders offense being more capable. Derek Carr, normally for me, he'll have a meltdown mid-season, not usually in the first couple of weeks. So I definitely think another week of steady practice. You get Devontae more influence, which I found that hilarious that he had more yards than the freaking Green Bay. The Green
Combined.
Bay
Combined.
combined by himself.
Combined.
So definitely somebody misses Devontae somewhere else, but Derek Carr definitely going to be a beneficiary to the whole thing. The Raiders they're a pretty good team. They just need to stay consistent and not take their foot off the pedal. And I think this weekend, especially being at home for the Raiders, and I think this is their home opener too. So yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a nice, spectacular game. I think for the Raiders. For me, I could go Ravens. We did really have a preseason game against the Jets. But nah, I ain't gonna go Ravens or Dolphins. I'm actually gonna go Minnesota and Eagles. That is actually the Monday night game, which is weird. We got 2 Monday night games. We realize that, and they're not even like one after another. It's really consecutive. It's like. Yeah. It's like
when one hits the half, the other one's starting.
Right? They're running concurrently, which is weird as hell. But currently, as we speak, the Eagles are 1.5-point favorite over the Vikings, which are plus 112. So that's real tight. It's real dicey. It could be pick 'em by the time Monday night comes around. I really don't know which way this one is going to go. However, it could go either way, to be honest. I just fear Justin Jefferson more than anything else that I fear on the Eagles at this current time. And the Vikings defense, granted, Aaron Rodgers played with a bunch of rookies, it looked like. So I won't hold too much of the Green Bay offense on that. I think Philadelphia's offense is more capable at this current juncture. But that Vikings defense has been playing stout over the past couple of years. And I think they can probably get to Jalen Hurts this weekend. So I'm looking for the Vikings to be 2-0 this week. It hurts me to say that because, I need them to lose. I need my Bears pick to look, pristine right here. But, Ben, what you think is going to happen this week?
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I like the Vikings. Phillies look great, but, that was the Detroit. And they ran the ball a lot. So you still know they're not really trusting Hurts 100% yet. He did had a good day with AJ Brown. Big difference. I think he caught a lot of balls that probably were mistakes, but it was good. It was good. Like I like where they're going, but I think the Vikings defense is just better than Detroit's defense. I think they're gonna be able to put a little bit more pressure on them. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a close one, but I think the Vikings, they got this one.
Luke.
So lost in all this is that Minnesota also has Delvin Cook, Adam Thielen. Like they have weapons that they barely even used last game because man, Justin Jefferson played out of his mind. And I'm gonna roll with Minnesota on this because any team facing a team against my Giants, I'm gonna take that team. So I'm rocking Mini on this. I need them to knock down Philly a peg because the Giants got a semi easy schedule after their surprise win against over the Titans. So I'm taking Minnesota just on the sheer fact that I think that's a well-oiled machine. They have it over there. They have Thielen. They have Irving Smith. They have Delvin Cook. They had Justin Jefferson. And man, that defense. I think Minnesota has one of the scary good defenses in the league that no one's talking about. And when everything's said and done, that might be one of the best defenses in the league at the end of the year.
No, it was a good pickup from Green Bay. What's it? Zaire Alexander, is it?
Yeah. The one that they didn't
Yeah,
pay. They decided
exactly.
to go with the cheaper version, and
Yeah, Minnesota picked him up, and he was playing very well there. Yeah,
So
Minnesota's
it
looking
definitely
nice right
panned
now, I
out.
must say.
It definitely panned out for Minnesota. Hopefully we get a guest in another week or so who actually is a Minnesota Viking fan. I actually know one. I know one.
So the one
Not a
person in Minnesota,
bandwagon. He lives in New York, but actually is a Minnesota Viking fan. There's not many out there outside of Minnesota, but hell, there's not many people who are Baltimore Raven fans outside. Actually, no, you probably
Colts.
You probably know a few. We exist in pockets. Ben, is there a game that stands out to you this week?
Yeah. Also, like we mentioned, the second Monday night game actually for me.
The first one.
The first one, yes. It is the Tennessee Titans versus Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. Right now the Tennessee is a plus 9.5. I think that's a lot of points. Like that's what stood out to me. Like if I was betting this game, I'm taking those points. Like it's gonna be a close game. I don't see Buffalo blowing them out. Mike Vrabel plays teams pretty well, and after a loss, I think he's gonna come back. So, um, for me, I like Buffalo winning this game, but I would have if we're betting this, you got to take those points. It's just too juicy right there, man.
I agree. Yeah, if I'm going to be a better man, I go the same exact route. I would definitely taking Buffalo to win the game, but
Yeah.
those points, a 9.5. I mean, I think by the time game time rolls around, they may diminish that.
Oh yeah.
So if you're watching this right now, I would take that spread.
Yeah, I can see that going down.
It definitely may go down. But like everything else, like it's only been 1 week, and most things are a reaction. The fact that nobody thought nobody thought to me that Tennessee would lose to the Giants last week. Nobody thought the mighty New York Football Giants would be 1-0 and Tennessee would be 0-1. Nobody thought that. They were a field goal away from from taking that game, but honestly, like most people would have thought that Tennessee would probably was dominated the Giants, and the fact that they didn't, and the fact that Buffalo dominated the Super Bowl champions, of course, is going to add for a knee-jerk reaction of 9.5 points. But at the same time, as well as I think Josh Allen is, and this man has become into assassin mode. I do think Tennessee's defense is capable enough to hold it within a touchdown or a field goal. I just can't. I personally cannot see Tennessee getting blown out.
Yeah, like you're saying, over the past few years, Tennessee has won
They played.
against Buffalo.
Yeah, they
They
played
played
against
them very
Buffalo.
tough.
They won against Buffalo. They played tight against them. It's not like they can. It's not like you have all the answers against Josh Allen because he's evolving every year. But at the same time, they have a good game plan when it comes to this, and I think they'll hold it within close. But I don't see them even losing by 10 points. Lou, what you think is going to happen?
See, I'm assuming the opposite way. I think I see them losing by 10 points on the two sheer points. One, Von Miller's a difference maker on that defense. That defense played mean, played fast, played hungry, like what they limited the Rams to last week. And the Rams' offense is nowhere near. I mean, the Tennessee offense is nowhere near on the same level as the Rams' offense is. Plus, Titans lost AJ Brown, and Von Miller in that box is a perfect equalizer to Derrick Henry. I think in the situation you shadow him with Von Miller, it makes it a little more difficult for him. And Josh Allen is playing like a man on a mission. I mean, he made that Rams defense look like Swiss cheese. Like everything was easy for him. He hit him with the Space Jam stretch and everything last week. So we got a little bit of everything. Plus, I think Buffalo at home, Titans coming off of a horrible loss, a game that it came down to the coach when Vrabel couldn't get that time, had to spend that time out, and it cost them, an extra play or two, and allow the Giants to win. So I'm going to go with Buffalo wins their home opener and another beat the brakes off of the team to cement themselves as the leaders in the AFC. So I'm taking Buffalo with the points to cover it.
Wow.
Look, it could go that way too.
Yeah, it
Buffalo's
could.
playing fierce. Buffalo is definitely playing with we have anger in our eyes when it comes to thinking about
I mean, the only thing they were missing last year was a person on that sideline to be like, guys, this is what we need to do to win a championship. You got Von Miller that won 2 rings. He could be the first player to win 3 rings with 3 different teams. Yeah. Like, he's playing inspired right now, and he doesn't have to do it all. He just has to point these guys in the right direction, and they're going to take off. So I think that Buffalo defense is going to be very, very aggressive.
At this point, Von Miller is trying to be like LeBron. He's trying to go to different teams, and win.
And say, I brought a championship here.
I mean, the Rams didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him, and Buffalo came in and said, "Hey, we'll pay you." So
the Rams didn't want to pay Odell Beckham, and look what happened. So
right.
I don't think he's eligible to come back yet. Anyways, right? He's still injured.
No, he's not back until mid-year. They're probably close to the end of the season. So, but don't be surprised if Odell jump on the Buffalo wagon.
True.
Look, Odell was. It's hard pressed for anybody to think about last year and not watch the Super Bowl and not understand that Odell was
the MVP
until he went down. Like that. If it wasn't for him going, if he didn't go down, that score of 23-20 may be a lot higher than that.
It would have been a blowout.
He was balling out. Like, this is for all those years he suffered in
in New York.
In New York. That man
Cleveland.
Right. He suffered. So he was like, nah, I'm showing out. This may be my last time ever. I'm gonna make.
I mean, he got cut from Cleveland because everyone said that he was the issue. Like, he was the issue. Right. Man, I don't think he was an issue.
It was shitty how he got blamed on that one. But you got many teams that may be suitors for him. Come the end of the year. You may have Brady. You may have. I doubt he'll go to New Orleans. I doubt. I definitely don't see him coming to Baltimore. We can use a guy. I mean, then again, we got some nice.
I mean, Duvernay had a good game though, and I think Lamar
Duvernay was doing his thing.
I think Lamar just took it easy. Like took it easy. Like he wasn't stressing himself. I don't think he barely broke a sweat in that game. Besides the rain falling on him, that was close to he got to sweat. Goddamn Jets.
We had a guest, but he was having technical difficulties. But if we can get him on, we'll get him on. But in the meantime, we do have one more game to cover. And I did mention that these one of the two teams, and who knows, maybe both, it could be a homecoming for Odell Beckham if he wants to go that route. You got Tampa Bay and New Orleans, which we all have said in our preview show, which the division may go down between those. Well, no, it's going to go down between those two too. We know it ain't gonna be Panthers. We know it ain't gonna be Falcons. We ain't gonna get sold off that idea that the Falcons gonna be that good. We saw what they did. It felt almost.
It was a little shaky though. That first half, I looked at the score and I was like, "Oh shit, Saints might actually blow this shit."
But it felt reminiscent to a whole. Thinking back, it looked like a Tom Brady game, didn't it?
It did. It did.
So we have Tampa, we have Saints. It's the Saints at home. Tampa, of course, people going to go for Brady. They're a 2.5 point favorite. Saints are a plus 122. Man, Ben, who do you think is going to pull this one out, bro?
Brady, right? You just want to say Brady's gonna win this, but
Marsha.
right? But I'm actually not gonna take Brady on this one. I can't pick Tampa Bay with this one. I have to go with the Saints. The Saints always give Tom Brady problems. He has a difficult time beating them. Their defense is still just as good. So he's gonna have trouble, especially if he's missing O linemen. So it's gonna be a much difficult game than he just had against a very what's the word for them? Uninspired Cowboys? I don't know. But
we're not even gonna touch on that.
Even before the injury, it was like, wow, Anyways, I digress.
Yes.
But yes, so yeah, I just don't see Tampa being comfortable. I don't see them putting up the kind of points that they're gonna need, against a decent offense, I would say. They can put some points up. They still have some weapons. Michael Thomas was back playing well, so that was good to see. So yeah, I like the Saints. I think they outright win it.
Lou,
I'm gonna ride with Ben on that and say the Saints. On the sheer fact that Alvin Kamara only had 9 attempts for 39 yards. They had to throw a lot in that game because they had to come from behind. And the defense played below their caliber. I think that defense was ranked number 2 last year, I think, in the whole NFL. So I think they bring the fire, especially this being a divisional game. Like Ben alluded to, Tom Brady's O-line is Swiss cheese right now. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn right now or stop a broadside of a barn right now. So, and Jameis Winston, I think he's quietly probably going to be the best quarterback in his division. Because like I said, my hot take was Brady doesn't make it through the year, just on the sheer fact of he's going to be running for his life, and he doesn't have that safety net to dump it off to Gronk. I think a lot of the O-line is. I watched a little bit of that Tampa Bay game, and they shifted their running back into a lot of blocking schemes because they got a big Leonard Fournette. So that takes him out of the passing, out of the screens, if you're bringing him as an extra blocker off the edge. So I'm going to go with New Orleans on this. They go 2-0 in the division, and Brady starts to think, why the fuck did I come back?
So my reason for why I will pick New Orleans. How many field goals did they score? And how many touchdowns did they get? That's my concern when it comes down to Tampa Bay's offense. Now, mind you, Brady has worked with less, but at the same time, I just think New Orleans defense is very capable. And as you said, Ben, that New Orleans gives Brady fits. Can't say it about the Cowboys because Brady's always beat them. But the Saints, the Saints, have always kind of had Brady, somewhere in their crosshairs. Not always to success, but have done a really good job against them. It's just going to come down between Jameis Winston and Tom Brady. And that's kind of a weird statement to make because you would never in a million years think those two names can come together and be like, yeah, I see,
Right.
Like who's going to outshoot Brady? You're going to think Jameis Winston? Really? Nah. But it's going to come down between that. I think the running game for New Orleans is going to come together. But I just think the defense of New Orleans is the reason why I'm going to go for why I want to go for them. I would like to see Brady like at least look somewhat younger in this game, but I think the Saints defense is going to make him look old too. But we do have our guest coming in. He is the owner and host of My Culture TV. I want to give he's also a college graduate, coming up this year, as somebody who just graduated his damn self finally. I understand the hard road that, that comes with that, but I want to give a big shout out to the owner of My Culture TV, Kev. Kev, can you hear me?
Yeah, it was good.
What up, Kev? What up, Kev? Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming to Homie Picks, brother.
What's happening?
As I said in the intro, the owner and host of My Culture TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to first and foremost welcome to the stage. Thank you for blessing us with your time.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
So tell us, like, what gave you the idea for My Culture TV?
I mean, I just wanted shit to be done my way. Like, I like music. I like half naked girls. I like, niggas that can rap. I want it my way. I want to turn on YouTube and see what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's how I want it. So I like to say it's for everybody, but it's really my culture TV. It's what I want.
That's respectable.
So it's just my clubhouse.
That's respectable. Like, you do things your way, how you see it. Who you're a fan of for football? Like who do you root for?
Oh man, I like the Jets. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been a Jets fan since they was like super trash, since Keyshawn Johnson, and I stuck with them, thinking one day they gonna make it, but it's a wrap.
You got close a couple times.
Yeah, but they ain't built off of it. Then there was like a scandal where the coach was like in love with Mark Sanchez, and then his wife had the tattoo of this nigga on her back or some shit. It's just like the Knicks, like where Isaiah Thomas and that intern chick. It's like all my teams is fucked up. It's crazy.
So is there anything that you look forward to for like in terms of your Jets? Do you have anything that you look forward to for them to do this year in terms of like development or like making it last year?
No hope. I just want to see more losses. More losses and more shit to talk about.
No, I think they got some pieces there.
Yeah, they got a couple
year,
pieces.
another year. I think they need.
Well, I turned it on the other day. I saw Flacco is the quarterback. I turned that shit right off.
That was a smart move.
Like, what the fuck? I'm not that detailed into football like I used to be, but when I seen him there, I said, nah, something ain't right. I didn't know that what's his name, Wilson? I didn't think he got hurt. I didn't know he was hurt. So that threw me off. But Flacco, nah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think I went right back to 2K. Like, I'm not gonna watch this.
My old Super Bowl winning quarterback was your quarterback, yes.
Yeah. And that was what, 10 years ago?
It feels like it, don't it?
It feels like it. So, know what I'm saying? Nobody gets better 10 years later. So
unless you're Brady, then you're consistently good enough.
yeah.
Well, he's
But
just been steady.
if you get traded to the Jets, it's like, come on. You're not any better than you was. This is your last stop. So,
Sometimes that's true.
Are there any games that you're looking forward to this week?
this week, not really. Not really. I mean, I like seeing Buffalo play. So for the last year or two, they've been like, last year was different, but the year before that, when they started to get good, that was like, that's when I started really paying attention to them. I like to watch the Cowboys get embarrassed, so I watch that, but I don't know. I don't got nothing stands out like a must-see game this week.
Well, so we covered so far Vegas and Arizona, Tennessee and Buffalo, Minnesota against Philly, Chargers against KC, and Tampa against the Saints. Any of those games, like you have a pick for? Well, first off,
the Chargers is going to kill the Chargers this year. This is the year I think the Chargers going to take it.
I said that. Preview Chargers.
And I get all my picks off of video games. Like I was playing Madden with them, and I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. This is the year they're gonna take it.
So you think they're gonna beat KC?
Yeah, that's gonna be a good win for them.
Do you sports bet or do fantasy sports?
Yeah, FanDuel been treating me crazy this year. FanDuel paid rent a couple times. Like,
Speaking of which, if you go down below, there is a link for a free $50 bet. I think for new users, but it is from FanDuel Sportsbook. But yeah, so FanDuel's hooking you up though, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I haven't bet on football, but most of my wins. Matter of fact, my first bet was the Super Bowl. And I put that Odell was going to score a touchdown, and they gave me $250 just off of that. And then I was hooked. That was my first bet, and I was hooked.
That was the taste.
Yeah,
I'm betting on all kind of shit now. Like I'm betting on shit, fucking rugby, soccer. I don't know. I just like to hit. I hit a couple parlays on baseball.
Nice.
I bet like $10 and I won $1,800 off of fucking parlay baseball. Just 5 or 6 pitches having 7 or more strikeouts and
right
shit like that.
See,
nice.
That's amazing.
I'm waiting for basketball really, but I might try out football this week. See what I could play, what I could come up with.
Basketball, you said you're a Knicks fan. Anything you're looking for?
Yeah, unfortunately. Not no more, it's the same shit. Oh, we getting fucking Donovan Mitchell, and then we not. It's the same as we getting Zion. It's the same as we getting KD. It's the same. So, I don't know. I just want to see something happen. Maybe like a Malice in the Palace type of shit. Like, ain't nothing happening on the court. You need like a sideshow. Like the Charles
funny.
Oakley and Dolan shit. We like sideshows. Nothing happening on the court.
Hopefully we do get our homie picks to start doing basketball. We're still trying to figure out that format, but I definitely need to hit you up for that format. That's the case.
Man, I got the Knicks losing everything and shit. Like,
Wow.
Lou is also a Knicks fan, so
yo, I love the Knicks, but just like, damn, yo, it's like that girl that's telling you she want to see you, and then when you get over there, She's fully
She fell
dressed.
asleep.
She fell asleep. She got more clothes on. She goes to the bathroom to slip into something more comfortable and come out with a fucking snowsuit on. It's like, forget it.
I can't even segue that one, but
Oh,
to wrap up the show, we got two things we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about potential fantasy studs this week, and also anytime touchdown scores, which can also help any one of us or anybody who's watching
mhm.
for those parlays. So for potential fantasy studs this week, last week the guys did pick some good, they had some good picks. JT was ripping and running. They just couldn't get the win, but
got a tie, bro. They got a tie.
but for this week, anybody that stands out to y'all as a potential fantasy stud? Actually, I'm going to start with the guests first. Kev, anybody you think stands out this week who may be a potential fantasy stud?
I gotta say, Fournette.
Fournette, okay.
Fournette is gonna. I think he's gonna do something good against New Orleans.
Okay.
He started off right last week, but I think he really gonna cook in New Orleans.
Okay.
And Chubb is gonna wild out
against your Jets.
Yeah, the Jets is giving it up this year. This is gonna be. Oh yeah, and this is the year of the running back.
Okay.
Running backs. Barkley already showed y'all last week. Like this is the year of the running back. So,
Luke, anybody you think's gonna be a fantasy stud?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jamar Chase against the lonely Cowboys this week. Barbecue chicken, bro. Barbecue chicken. Cowboys.
Ben?
Word.
Lou actually took what I was thinking too, man. 'Cause I was like, they're gonna get cooked. But let me see who might surprise. Let's see. I'll give you guys a different one. Well, I like Devontae Adams in this weekend against Sona. I think it's a nice 2 touchdown game for him.
Oh, okay. So you saying not just fantasy, you saying anytime touchdown score too. For me, it's any running back. I'm gonna use Kev's logic. It's the year of the running back, but I'm gonna apply it to anybody that goes against Jacksonville is gonna have a good week. So JT,
right.
JT, and
yeah.
But he had what once he had one something last week. That man may go for 2.
Yeah.
He had 160. He may go for 200.
Yeah. 200.
He may go for 200.
That's what we need.
I can't see Jacksonville stopping any kind of bleed. Like they can have the tourniquet, they can have a whole hospital. They still let people die. All right, this ain't happening. Anytime touchdown scorers. I mean, we did say some people, and so forth, but Kev, anybody you think to be an anytime touchdown scorer? Doesn't matter who and where.
I'm gonna give you a hot take. Somebody from Cleveland's defense. Pick 6.
I like that.
I like
Pick
it.
6.
I like it.
I like that.
Flacco going for 4 interceptions this week and 2 fumbles.
Wow.
What? And he's gonna get caught faking the injury.
This kid's taking his parlays even further than we thought it was gonna go.
Right.
He gonna get caught faking the injury. Then he gonna find his wife home with another dude. He gonna have a bad week. He gonna have a bad week.
Ben, anytime touchdown scorer.
Yeah. I like Michael Pittman on this one.
Okay.
He's a true number 1 for them. They go to him often, so I see a touchdown there, and you should get some good odds. So Michael Pittman.
All right, Luke.
I'm gonna go with Kyle Pitts, tight end, Atlanta. I think against the Rams, he gets behind that secondary and gets a touchdown. Plus, Jalen Ramsey looking real suspect.
Oh man, that meme of that burnt toast
Yo,
as Jalen Ramsey was hilarious.
we call that Kemal. He was Kemal, all right? That's what that was.
For me, I'm actually going to be a homer on this one. I'm not going to go Duvernay. I'm going to actually use Mark Andrews because he came so close. That who was the Hall? Is Bryce Hall? Was for the Jets? Who intercepted
The running backs.
I know it was Hall, somebody on the Jets that intercepted the pass that was intended for Mark Andrews last week. But I definitely think this week against Miami, he's going to get his first touchdown. I mean, it was Duvernay's game to shine. Bateman got a touchdown as well, but I think this week is going to be Mark Andrews with Deshaun getting a touchdown. I even making up for last week. I say 2 touchdowns.
I say, Kev, though, for your Jets, though, Sauce Gardner is going to be the truth. That dude had everyone on lock that first game.
Yeah, I see.
So you got something with Sauce.
They said he looking like Reeves.
Reeves Island Part 2.
I say he gonna be injured in 3 weeks, man.
Wow.
It's a curse, man. It's a curse. It's a curse. It's a curse, man.
It's a curse if you believe in it. Come on now.
He gonna get traded, then he's gonna reach his potential.
Is there any possibilities that we can have a My Culture TV paper bag for the Jets?
That would be fire. That would be fire. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. That'd be fire. Yeah.
Hey,
I
that's
should have
a
been
good
had
one
one.
there.
I should have been had one coming to them Knicks games.
But Kev, I definitely appreciate your time. I did mention that you are a graduate, and you know, for this year, and you're going further to next year. I did mention that early in the intro. I want to definitely extend verbally to the whole world in front of you. You know, I'm proud of you. Keep going, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing get in your way.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to stay focused. But these niggas released 2K on the day school started. Like the day school started, I pre-ordered 2K, and it's like, damn, I could do this homework, but I'm trying to get the Knicks a championship.
Somebody got to do
Priorities,
it.
brother. Priorities,
Boy, I'm
brother.
trying.
Talk about, man.
I'm trying, man.
Somebody got to
Get
do
us
it.
that 2K chip.
Word, I'm so close. They not feeling me. They booing me, you know, in my career. But I'm making the most of it.
But we're trying to stay focused as much as you can, man. We got
I'm trying, man.
Lock in. But I thank you again for coming through, blessing us with your presence.
Anytime, man.
Hopefully we get you again next in another few weeks or so.
Anytime.
That's it for Homie Picks this week. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell us we're right, tell us we're wrong. We'll come back at you next week for another episode. Have a good one.
Go G-Man.